Dean Cain is an actor and producer, knows that world really well, and he joins us tonight. Dean, was this story a shock to you?
Not in the least, Tucker. I mean, you hear rumors about this, that, the other thing. This was the worst kept secret in Hollywood. There's no question about it.
I mean, it's hard for me to, I mean, as cynical as I am about the left, it's still hard for me to believe that a community that's constantly talking about empowering women and the horrors of sexual harassment could have it at this scale. This is not like gray area stuff. This is ridiculous, out of control stuff, and not do anything about it for 30 years. But that's what happened.
Well, yeah, Hollywood loves to wave the self-righteous finger and tell everybody what they should be doing and what's going on. But this is not known as the bastion of morality here in Hollywood. People want a leg up. Harvey Weinstein is an extremely powerful man, an absolute bully, and he clearly had an MO and something that he did. I mean, you were aware of it. Everybody knew. I wasn't someone that would be a target for him, but, it's something that he had done for a long time. I know him socially. I've seen him in a couple situations. I'm not surprised at all that it's come out. I like to hear that some people are finally saying something. Rose McGowan tweeting, "Women of Hollywood, your silence is deafening." I agree with her, finally, and at least one late night guy, John Oliver, made a joke, but everyone's been really quiet because Harvey is known to be a fighter. He's going after whoever he can go after, and he'll do it in the most vicious of ways, so people are scared.
Just for our viewers who haven't read the series, and by the way, I think this stuff is usually more complicated than it gets credit for being, but this is not like he pressured a woman to have dinner with him. This is he exposed himself repeatedly to a bunch of different people identified by name for real stuff. So what I don't get is why Saturday Night Live, for example, refused to do any joke about it at all. And then when asked, Lorne Michaels, the executive producer of the show, said it's a New York thing, whatever that means. What does that mean, and why haven't they covered this?
Well, I don't know. I thought President Trump was from New York, and they've done a couple pieces on him. I think the deal is that there needed to be a huge public outcry like this, and there is finally this thing happening. This might be the thing that happens. I mean, his apology letter was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Said he's going to fight the NRA now and go do that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. He isn't arguing that things happened, that he did things that were wrong, because there's too many people out there. People sign non-disclosure agreements, and he's done it with legal maneuvering, but there's too many people. The landslide is there. So I think this week you're going to see a whole different world. I think you're going to see Kimmel. I think you're going to see Colbert. They're going to do bits and pieces on it, and I think it's finally going to be out there in the open. And I hope people. I mean, there's such hypocrisy in this to scream about women's rights and all these things, and then and he is this big supporter of it. Yet he's doing this, and it's clear. You see the MO. You see what he's doing. Bring him up to the hotel room. Watch me take a shower. It's awful.
So I think the most striking part for me is in his explanation letter. It wasn't exactly an apology letter. He talks mostly about himself and his personal journey and his therapist and working through his issues. And I thought, this is the single most self-involved person I've ever come across. Is that what the culture's like out there, where you just like talk about yourself without ceasing?
Well, let me tell you about me, Tucker. Yeah, it's true. It is. It's Hollywood. It's Hollywood. That's what happens. People are very self-absorbed out here, and they're worried about their own position and their grasp on power. A lot of actors, boy, if they're not in the spotlight right now, they're forgotten about, and they don't want that to happen. It's the same with producers. Harvey's not a filmmaker. He's a producer. He's not directing films and doing things like that. He's a producer, and he had a lot of power. He could make or break your career. So he just became this power mogul. People would just excuse his behavior because they wanted to get ahead. It's that same old Hollywood story.
Pretty disgusting. Dean Cain, you're a brave man to talk about that in public. Thank you for doing it. I appreciate it.